Part 2 of episode 15 of Smack Talk here at smarkoutmoment.com or youtube.com/smarkoutmoment, wherever you're listening to it. And we are talking about Drew McIntyre. He has been doing this, I guess you could call it a push because it's a storyline. It's better than nothing, but it's kind of the anti-push of storylines of him having a losing streak and being fired every week and everything like that. But they're actually talking about giving him a makeover and a new gimmick where he calls himself the arrogant Playboy. Uh, thing that's a little bit confusing about this is there is the Bach Center or the BOK Center. I'm not exactly sure how they pronounce that. Didn't bother looking it up. Too tired. Uh, the They refer to him as the arrogant Playboy, but they also do the same for a bunch of other superstars. And the only one of them that I think is decent is Man of the People Ted DiBiase. The rest of them are horrible. I think it's Gutsy Daniel Bryan, Malevolent Wade Barrett, Simply Grand Natalia, Vindictive Leader Unico, and Twisted and Tormented Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody's not even in that gimmick anymore, so I don't know why they would do that. That's kind of like having like a classy gentleman Triple H. It's
Yeah,
go back to
truly have
1996.
they should truly have Natalia as fart knocker Natalia.
I didn't even want to create a second one about that this week, about the whole farting thing.
Oh, that segment on SmackDown was pretty bad.
I was thinking about that one, and then I was just like, you know what? That's giving them more credit. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Let's pretend it doesn't exist. Let's not acknowledge it.
Let's do the same thing that they did with Yoshitatsu. So Drew McIntyre with this whole arrogant Playboy thing. Obviously, that sounds more like a heel gimmick, and the way that I'm thinking about this, I can only see him turning face as the only possible way that they actually give him some kind of a push in the future. Do you guys think that they're actually going to give him a push, or do you think that they're going to just keep this up and then let him go, or what do you think's happening?
When he came out to St. Louis, he got a huge pop in the match with Brodus Clay, which was shocking considering he was facing Brodus Clay. He should have been the heel in that. But I think they're gonna keep him around, but he's gonna fall into that obscurity and just he's on Superstars this week, or he's on Raw this week. Just the Funaki at the company now.
Yeah, I don't know what they could possibly do with him. I think he had such a huge push when he came in 2009. He basically didn't get over it all, and then he's had an over a year-long D-push, and now their way of exposing him on television or pushing him is to have him lose to everybody. This is probably going to keep up for a while. I don't really see them, tweaking his character at all. This will probably just happen. He'll keep fading further and farther. He'll disappear from television and then probably end up on the featured endeavor list. But what they probably should have done with him is probably try to give him this whole Fabio thing going on. He's got the hair for it. Be better than doing nothing, giving him some sort of some sort of gimmick. The Chosen One, that's definitely run its course. How could somebody be the Chosen One now that he spent basically 2 years of losing to just about everybody? So
right. Well, this arrogant Playboy thing could be something like that Fabio sort of thing.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. His look kind of would probably fit into that whole, I know they tried it with Sylvan, the whole male model sort of thing, and that probably didn't work out too well with him. But, you can't really say it won't work with McIntyre because, he's a completely different talent. So I guess it's still something to try if they want to, completely tweak his character.
So I'm not the biggest Drew McIntyre fan. I hated when he came into the company and was immediately the guy. It was him and Sheamus were the and to a little bit of an extent Eric Escobar and Tyler Rex even sometimes. These guys were given these giant pushes, and I hate when people do that. And I think this is one of those things where they pushed him too far too fast. They realized it, and then they did the complete opposite in panic. And now they have nothing to do because they haven't put any interest into Drew McIntyre in so long that they don't know how to do it. And that's why they were let's just have him lose, put everybody else over, and all that kind of stuff. If they give him a gimmick like arrogant Playboy thing, I got a feeling that what they're going to do is they're going to do what they've been doing with Brodus Clay, where they kept Brodus Clay off for such a long time, and they finally bring him back and they give him this Funkasaurus gimmick, and now it's only been a couple weeks and he's already being cut off of the shows. So I don't think that they're really going to put a whole lot of effort into this. I kind of see it going nowhere, but I'm hoping that they try something different, whether it's a face turn or the Arrogant Playboy thing, or maybe both of them at the same time. But I can't really see Arrogant Playboy being a face. But I don't know. I just think he's got a really bad situation in the company right now, and he's a talented guy, but I don't know. I don't see things working out too well.
Yeah, same here. I'm not his biggest fan to begin with in terms of his work or just everything that he kind of contributes. But hey, if he has something to offer, I think he's worth keeping around for something. But isn't looking good.
Final thoughts on it, Dace?
Yeah, I'd like to see him be given a second chance to be repackaged, because I feel like it's WWE that dropped the ball on him and not him. I mean, he could probably put more effort into it, but how much effort can you put into it when they don't even put you on TV? And I'm not sold on his theme either, only because it's a turn a page knockoff from Metallica. Play that song side by side with his theme, and it sounds exactly the same.
Well, then in part 3, we'll talk about somebody else who's got a bad situation in the company right now, and that is The Miz after the whole situation with R-Truth from Monday Night Raw. So check out part 3 coming up right after this one. I'll see you there.